I'm Trudy Haynes. This is the Trudy Haynes Show, and we're so happy that you could join us once again for these three lovely divas. And I've asked them back because they're so valuable when it comes time to think about voting and things that you should do and know about before you go to the polls. And so I'm very happy to reintroduce them to you. But before I do, I want you to know that we're in Commissioner Singer's office, and you might hear some disturbing noises from outside because we're right close to Market and Broad Street, and they are the busiest streets around here. So you might hear a little noise, but don't pay any attention to that. You keep your ears and eyes and your attention right here among us. And I also want to announce that this show is being sponsored by a lovely young lady I just recently met, Michele Snow of the Michele Snow Company, LLC. She is a career coach for professional development. That means you, and you're going to meet her again on the Trudy Haynes Show and know more about her. But we certainly want to thank her for being here today and for bringing this program to you. So let's get started, ladies. Commissioner Singer, tell us a little something about yourself.
Well, we're here in my office in City Hall, room 132, and I hope everyone comes and visits. This office is the center of election information. Anything you want to know about elections, we will let you know what we know and help you get involved as you want with elections and politics in the city of Philadelphia.
And she's got a swell staff. I want you to know that they've always been very cooperative, and I want to thank you for that. This young lady in the middle in all her dashing blue is Rodney Jameson, and she was with us before, and since then, did you write a new book?
Yes, I did. I wrote Georgia Lies, Raw Urban Politics.
So you're an activist and an author,
Yes.
And what else?
I'm an activist, an author, and I like to think I'm a political activist who holds political officials accountable when necessary.
Well, we're certainly, congratulations, by the way, on your new book. Your first one, this is the second one.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, this young lady has been wonderful because she's always the odd man out. But she's always here, and she always has some great information for you. Renee Armore, tell us about yourself.
Thank you for having me. First of all, I appreciate that. I'm Renee Armore. I'm an entrepreneur. We have about 4 small businesses, but we are international. My background is healthcare, but I'm also deputy chair of the Republican State Party in Pennsylvania, and on the national level, I do a lot of things for the Republican Party.
And she's also a lady and one of us, so we're
Yes,
very happy to have you here.
That.
Now let's get busy here. We've got a primary coming up in May
21st.
Okay, all right, May 21st. And a lot of people say, I'm not going to worry with the primaries. The others say the primary is the most important election time, even more so than the general election. Now,
Yes.
ladies, go for it. Why?
It's really important here in Philadelphia because it's a predominantly Democratic city. So you really make your choices in a primary election.
So that's what it's for?
Well, I have to say, though, that the general election is also very important because we have statewide elections every year.
Yes.
So we have statewide offices, and when Philadelphia doesn't come out to vote, we give up power at the state level.
Money, too.
Yes,
Absolutely.
we do.
That's right, absolutely.
Let me just say this, I
Very
think that
true.
I think every election is important.
Yes.
Let me be real clear about that, because some people have the nerve to say it's a down election or it's a low. That's not important. The important thing is our ancestors in particular fought hard for us to have vote and for women to vote. And so we need to do that, but also we can't complain if we don't vote. And so it is very, very important that if you don't have the information, you go to the commissioner's office, you do what you need to do to get that information and insight. And I hear what you're saying, it's a democratic town and stuff, but people are able to make choices.
Oh, sure.
And so,
But if
you know,
you're
it's the,
And that's important
primary, right, it's
to
important. It's
keep
the
that
primary Republican
doing.
Party, but also for the Democratic Party. So we want everybody to come out,
Right.
you know, and say and do what they have to do.
But
Make a difference.
Most people are registered Democrat in Philadelphia. I'm sorry, still
No,
vote.
that's that's okay,
And-
because we still win.
Yeah, well, with us being an overwhelming majority in Philadelphia, the primary election is extremely critical. And this particular election is very important.
Well,
because
I think
have
we ought to explain why that happens,
Right.
because we have so many people vying for the same office.
yes.
So if you want your particular favorite, you've got to come out and vote for
You
that
have to come out in
person.
the primary.
And I'll say even more, even if you don't know any of the candidates, it's important to come out to vote because elected officials know how many people vote in your
Absolutely.
neighborhood
Oh.
and in your
Absolutely.
demographic.
That's right.
So completely beyond the question of who you vote for, simply showing
Show-
up to vote strengthens your leaders.
What they're
Right.
fighting for right now, at least vote.
Exactly.
On the general.
Vote.
That's
But
right.
but you should start listening, looking, reading.
Yes.
That whole thing. If you can't go to the website, go to the library. I'm on the library board. You know, there's computers there, whatever. But call the people that are saying they're running. You know,
Right.
and don't you agree to
Yes.
talk to
Look
them?
at their
See if they're
websites.
going to come out in your community. See what they have to say. You know, you want to know who you're voting for. I do anyway, because I'm going to hold them accountable, like you said, Commissioner, like you said, as a political activist. You have to hold them accountable, because if you don't, they're not going to do what you voted them to do.
Exactly, and the candidates want to hear from you. They really
Some.
want to hear from the voters. Well, that's important to know if they don't want to hear from the
Yeah.
voters, and especially in an election like this. You have one statewide race for Superior Court. The other
That's
races
serious.
are Philadelphia, and actually we are electing poll workers this time. We're electing
Now, that's
a
what I was
judge
going to
and
get
inspector of
to.
elections.
Now, that's right down here at the bottom.
There in
And
your
if you don't
neighborhood.
start there,
That's
being interested
right.
in your vote, when you get up here, it's
That's
too
a
late.
great place
That's
to
very
start.
important.
And
a
it's
great place to
grassroots. It's
start.
all about, to me, politics are local. So it's about
Yes.
grassroots, it's about your community, just like you were talking about. This is about your community.
It really
And
is.
so if you want to protect your community with all the things that are going on wherever you live, then you need to make a difference by coming out and vote.
And also,
Absolutely.
this election, we vote for the controller, the city controller. And the city controller really
Running wild.
audits,
That's
well,
very
audits the
important.
annual budget. So if you're concerned about libraries closing,
Schools closing.
fire stations closing, then the city controller is very important, because
Exactly.
once he audits, he does make recommendations to improve our economic
And
situation.
neighborhoods
So
according to the
that's right.
turnout and
Yes.
the interest.
Yes,
And
and
that's
the
the way you get it.
election season is a beautiful time to contact the people who are running for city controller, and which includes the current city controller.
Correct.
And let them know what your priorities are.
And they'll come out to your community now and listen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 'cause they want to get your vote.
They want to get your vote. So pick up the phone and say, come to my church, or come to my business. I have people
Absolutely.
here. We want to hear what you have to say. Have a coffee hour at your home. Those type of things. It's all about reaching out. You have the traffic court judges running. If anybody else calls me for traffic court, I don't know. You know, but even though they need to understand that Senator Pledgey and some other folks are saying, we're not going to do this anymore. So if you want to run for it and you're already in and you're on the ballot and stuff, you got to come out too and make a difference, because there's a
Yes.
lot of issues around traffic court. So there's different things that are going on that people really need to be aware of. Superior Court, like you said, this is serious. People need to understand the judges are important. You don't know if you or your family
Extremely
member
important.
will be in front of them.
And
That's
actually,
right.
it's not just about when you or your family member is in front of them. The judges, and especially the Superior Court judges, they actually interpret the law in ways that
Absolutely.
affects everybody else.
Yeah.
So if somebody is convicted in a way that they think is unfair, and they appeal it
They appeal
to
it to
the
Superior.
Superior Court, and the
Commonwealth
Superior Court
Superior.
says, well, that's right, that kind of evidence really shouldn't have
They
been
hear
brought
all
in,
things.
then from then on, that kind of evidence can't be brought in.
The
Right.
So
bottom-
they're
Right.
really
And the bottom line, Trudy, is really good, because you continuously educate the community.
Right.
Where else are they going to find this information? Seriously, that's why I thought it was important for us to be
To
here.
be here,
Because we can
absolutely.
break it down, or give us a call. I'm not even giving my number because everybody seems to know it. But, you know, the bottom line is that get information and insight.
I would like to say a couple more things about the courts. We do have the municipal court candidates running,
Yes.
also the Court of the Common Pleas.
But let's explain
And
those
that-
first, so
let's
people know what
explain
they
them.
are.
Municipal court hears all of the criminal cases. They do the preliminary hearings. They also hear small cases, landlord-tenant court,
Which is important.
civil cases for $10,000 or less.
Which is important.
And you're talking about personal things
what
that
I'm
happen
saying.
to you in your
Exactly.
life.
That's why we're saying
Civil court,
explain it,
If
because-
someone's suing you saying you owe them money and you really don't, who that judge is makes a big difference, because
Exactly.
most of those cases are heard by judges. And this happens a lot, especially in the city of Philadelphia.
Now, that's the municipal court.
That's
What about the,
municipal.
So
Common
common pleas
pleas?
court is jury trials, larger money civil cases, that kind of thing. And it's common pleas that does family court?
Family court is with municipal.
It's with
correct.
municipal,
Yes.
okay.
and then we have the judges, all of the superior
Oh,
So
judges.
then you
with
have
common
the-
pleas.
Yeah, family is with common pleas.
Yes, there's 9.
And then the Superior Court is a court, it's a statewide court, and it's an appeals court. So not every case goes there, but when people feel that there's been a mistake in procedure or a misinterpretation
And
of the
common
law
pleas.
in common pleas, then they appeal it to Superior Court.
And then what other categories are up on the
Traffic
ballot?
court.
Traffic court, that's for
goodness.
moving
We've been having-
violations.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of
If the
problems.
police stopped you and gave you a citation while driving, traffic court.
But they are trying
And
to
they can
change
put
that
warrants
Yes.
and put it under
Yes.
municipal court.
Yeah.
We're the only one, Philadelphia is the only traffic court in the state.
Oh.
People need to know that.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's all over the other 60-some counties, 66 counties. It's completely different.
And there's also another judge on the ballot, and that's the judge of elections.
Correct.
And the judge of elections is called the judge because that person has to make judgment calls on election day. That person is in charge in the polling place. It's a huge responsibility.
It is.
Now, how many vacancies are there altogether on the ballot? Does anyone know?
Altogether about,
There's 6 for common pleas.
yep,
There's 3 for municipal court.
Correct.
3 for
1
traffic.
for superior.
And how
three for
many-
traffic.
3 for
And
traffic,
and
but
in
100 people.
every
100 people.
precinct- And in every precinct across the city and across the state, we are electing a judge of elections and 2 inspectors of elections. So those
Majority
are these
minority.
very local offices.
So again, you can get involved on a local
Yeah.
level.
You can
And
run.
There's
we
no
didn't
excuse
even
you
mention the
can work for
posters.
this.
We didn't even
Exactly.
mention the
Oh,
posters.
yeah, so-
How many vacancies for that?
For
Posters, you said
all
the,
the
that's
people working on
every
the polls,
division.
every single division.
Every
So there
division,
are about
1,600,
1,700
yeah.
divisions, and in
Mhm. So
each
you really
one, we need a
3
judge
people.
and 2 inspectors of election. And we especially need people who, if you're in a Democratic neighborhood, we especially need people who are not Democrats. If you're in a Republican neighborhood, we especially need people who are not Republicans to run, because the whole idea in Pennsylvania, how we make sure that elections are free and fair, is that we have bipartisan eyes on the process.
Exactly.
I'm so glad we had enough time left on the show to introduce you to Michele Snow, who has agreed to sponsor the segment that we just finished, and we're very happy to welcome you because you're doing something in the neighborhood that I think is very, very important, and in business.
Thank
and
you.
what is your business, dear?
Well, thank you for allowing me to be here today. I am a career coach, and I have an extensive background in human resources. My degree is in HR as well as business administration. And I've had the pleasure, Ms. Haynes, of working in many corporate organizations in the area, including the Armore Corporation, the Citizens Bank Corporation. And I went into human resources because it was really important to me that I helped people be better. And in it, I found my niche, which was training and development. And it was so rewarding for participants to come into the classroom and to want to gain a skill in presentation skills or public speaking or how to be more effective in their role. Because what I was finding was a lot of new managers or managers in transition, they understood the dynamics of leading a team and being accountable, but they didn't understand those soft skills, like something simple as saying good morning to your team every day, asking them how they're doing. So sometimes just learning those interpersonal skills really is what sets an average manager to one who really excels. So after over 12 years in the industry, I decided that I wanted to just have a little bit more freedom. So I took this skill out and developed my organization, the Michele Snow Company, and just went knocking on doors. Very old fashioned. You know, I know the internet is here. It's a beautiful tool, but these feet and these
Hallelujah.
hands,
Thank you.
I got outside and I knocked on doors, and I was bold enough to go to some of my initial clients, which included the Cheltenham Mall, and I said, hey, I noticed your marketing. I want to be able to help you. How can I share what you're doing with the community? And so from there, it just really kicked off, and I've had the pleasure of also working with SCORE, the School District of Philadelphia, my alumni, Pierce College, and now I've had the pleasure of also partnering with our very own Commissioner Singer right here in City Hall. So I can't tell you how rewarding it is for me to help other people be better.
Well, that was a mouthful, and I'm certainly glad that you were able to get it out. I could hardly keep up with you. How can someone get in touch with you that needs your training?
Okay. Well, for those of you who have pen and paper, some of us still do have it, you can call me directly at 215-617-4439. For those of you who are on your iPads and on the internet, you can certainly find me on social media. I have 2 pages, the Michele Snow Company or Michele Snow. You can go right to Twitter and look me up as Michele Snow Co., as in company. But if you just Google Michele Snow, they'll find me.
They'll find you.
They'll find me.
Now, okay, so I've listened to you, and I in myself, I say, I need some help. This lady can help me. Where would you start? How would I start?
I'm open to both working with corporations as well as those who are transitioning. So for someone transitioning, that's the worker in the workplace who says, hey, I just need some help, I'm not really excelling. For that person, we have a mentoring program. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to treat you as a big business client. I want everyone to feel empowered. So they can contact me the same way, tell me a little bit about their story. And it has to be someone, first of all, who is really ready to work. I can't do the job for you. You're the one that wants to change. So if the person's really ready to work and to make a difference.
Provide the skills.
Absolutely.
The ABCs, and then we take it from there and go for broke, huh?
Everything from I'm not confident speaking at my team meetings, or I organize and the meetings are not very effective. I don't know how to get my message out, or I know exactly what I'm doing, but I don't know how to move my organization. So I can also help with strategy.
Well, that sounds fantastic. Now, the big question is, how do we not, I want to say compensate you for this training that's important?
Well, my services certainly have a fee to them, which I'm not so comfortable saying on air because I treat each customer according to their needs.
So it's best for them to contact you and then
directly.
Have a meeting with you or talk to you by phone or by social media.
Absolutely. Free initial consultation.
Okay, and
yes.
We're certainly going to be looking forward to doing that. We want to thank you for taking the initiative to coming on the Trudy Haynes Show today and for sponsoring our segment that we just finished on Get Out to Vote. And thank you for being a listener. Hey folks, I forgot to tell you, Yanina Carter, who's our entertainment reporter, she's a lucky girl. She ended up on the red carpet with that handsome actor, Anthony Mackie, who's a star, or one of the stars, in Pain and Gain. Boy, she sure is lucky.
We're here at the United Artists Riverview Theater for a screening of Pain and Gain, which is a movie with Mark Wahlberg, Anthony Mackie, who is here in town, as well as Dwayne Johnson. And it's about bodybuilders. Philadelphia has bodybuilders also, and we have one of the champions here that we're going to talk to about her experience. Her name is Vonda. Vonda, what's your last name?
Vonda Kline.
Vonda Kline. How long have you been bodybuilding?
I started off in 1996. So I ran that for about 2003, and staying with health and fitness always being a part of my life, I just kept going. But the extreme part of bodybuilding was from the 96 to 2003. The duration of that time period was when I was bodybuilding.
Okay, and what type of training did you have to do for it?
The training was very extreme. It's strictly dieting and training 6 times a day, 6 times a week, twice a day. And then the diet is where the real discipline comes in, because everybody can go in and train.
So pain and gain? Is there pain and gain?
It is a little pain, but you'll get great rewards. Because sometimes the pain might not be the workout. The pain will be you not able to have what you want to eat. And that could be painful because these foods become addictive, and once you pull some of these foods away, you really see that person kind of start to crave, and those addictions rise up with the food. Just like somebody's addicted on other things, the food gets addictive too. So that can be, yes, when you start seeing your shape come in and your body coming in, the arms getting structured, that face coming down, those legs shaping up, you really will start to fall in love with yourself, and your confidence builds. Your self-esteem builds, you're confident, and when you look good, you feel good.
All right, thank you. That was Vonda telling us the tips of how there's some pain in it, but there's the gain is the reward, right?
Yes.
Okay. I love the fact that you're working in this movie with Mark Wahlberg and Dwayne. What was it like working with them? These guys are you know?
It was a process. I mean, we all showed up and everybody put their egos aside, and I think you see that in the movie. It's just a fun movie and everybody plays their part extremely well.
Well, how much did you have to do as far as working out? Because
I worked out every day. I put on almost 30 pounds for this movie. I'm regularly about 185, 190. I got up to about 213. No. Like I said, I didn't got down. I'm 190 now. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What kind of training was it, though?
Every day. I was, anybody who played football, they know I did 2 a day. So I would get up in the morning, I would do cardio and light weights, and in the evening, I would do all my heavyweight.
That's the same way it is like in the Army.
Something like that. Yeah.
And the other movie that I really loved, really was a big surprise at the end, Hurt Locker.
Okay.
Yeah. Really, really good acting.
Thank you so much.
You've also been on stage. Okay. You ever think about going back?
Yeah. I mean, my passion is the stage. I was trained on the stage, so I'm always looking for the next play to take me back to the stage.
Okay. Working with Michael Bay. I love his work. What you got to say about him?
It was great. I mean, Michael Bay makes stars. I mean, Will Smith said he wanted to be a movie star. Michael Bay put him sliding across the hood of that car. Next thing you know, he was a movie star. So, Michael Bay has an ability to make you look your best so that everybody wants to work with you. So I just took that in stride and got as big as I could get.
Now, a lot of people, after they've been in the business for so long, they start giving back. What are you doing to give back?
Well, I mentor. I sponsor kids to go to better schools that otherwise they wouldn't be able to afford to go to, and I give out.
Is that through a certain foundation or anything?
No, that's just through my bank account. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's just through me. If I get letters in the mail from people, I talk to people, I meet people, and if they want better for themselves and they show me that they want better, I help them as much as I could.
Excellent.
Well, folks, sorry we've got to go, but remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and please subscribe to us on YouTube. And remember, watch us on Life and Spirit online. See you again. Have a happy day.